Hello and welcome to CNN 13. I'm Charles Azus, and today's episode is about psychology. Our first story goes into how psychologists have operantly and classically conditioned Scott to stop bad behaviors such as playing a jazz cliche.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Davis, and my son is suffering from playing the lick too often.
Mom, look what I learned how to play on the piano!
So the lick is a short melody that's played a lot in jazz. However, my son Scott has just played it over and over again, and it's gotten to the point that it's unbearable. That's why I hired a behavioral psychologist to fix this problem.
Yes, I am a behavioral psychologist. What Mrs. Davis is experiencing is a behavioral phenomenon involving a decreased response to something that happens over time. So, what Mrs. Davis is experiencing is that she is reducing her happiness in response to hearing the lick. So, because Scott is playing it repeatedly over and over again, is why she's gradually hating it more and more. What we've done is operantly condition Scott, that if he plays the lick, we throw a cymbal at him. Ah! The stimulus is the lick that he plays, and then we use positive punishment, which is a dislike stimulus, which occurs after the behavior and decreases the probability it will happen again. In this case, we throw a cymbal at him, adding a stimulus which punishes him or teaches him to stop playing the lick.
I'm so thankful for operant conditioning.
Mom!
It's working like a charm.
Through operant conditioning, we are shaping Scott. We are teaching him to stop playing the lick and associate it with a horrible punishment. Just terrible. In order to speed up the process, we've added classical conditioning. We just started playing an audio clip of the lick and then throwing a cymbal at Scott, as usual.
I don't even get it. I play the lick and then a cymbal gets thrown at me.
So, we have an unconditioned stimulus, the cymbal being thrown, with the response of pain and fear. We turn the lick now into a conditioned stimulus, where Scott becomes scared when he hears the lick.
Thanks to behavioral therapy and classical and operant conditioning, I can finally have a home free from the lick.
I'm sure that the Davis family is solving the lick problem, but what about problems related to video games? We go to a product demonstration about how defense mechanisms can solve your life.
Are you constantly being pushed around? Constantly facing anxiety, guilt, and shame? Well, now you have defense mechanisms, the protective methods of unconsciously distorting reality. Check out our defense mechanisms. Have you ever felt like a terrible person? Well, repression is for you, the unconscious mechanism of keeping threatening thoughts from becoming conscious.
Oh my gosh. I'm really doing so bad right now. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong.
How in the world did you just break your own leg? It doesn't matter, okay? Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. It doesn't matter. Let's not talk about it. Jesus.
Feel too anxious or embarrassed? Consider regression. Retreat to a more immature behavior to feel safer.
God, I am just better. You suck at this game. You're trash, dude. I just watched you miss 7 shots in a row while he was standing in front of you. What was that? I've seen a blind bat with type 3 diabetes hit more shots than you and play better. You were the actual worst. I would poke you to prove my point, but I don't like touching trash. You suck! What is wrong with you? I have seen preschoolers play better than this, okay? Never in my life have I seen someone so short play so badly. Do you even know what you're doing? You're playing worse than an Amish person who discovered electricity this morning.
Being embarrassed in groups is tough, so check out projection. It's when people attribute their own feelings to another person.
Boom, man, you're done. I stayed winning. But you are terrible at this game. You missed so many shit. That was
I
all
remember you
luck.
even hitting one.
I didn't need to. That you are garbage at this game. You're so bad, dude. I don't know what to
You
say.
hit any shots
No,
'cause
you are. Look at this. Look at that. You look at your headshot percentage. It's terrible. You
Okay.
miss so
How
many.
How many
You're
shots
trash.
did you even like shoot?
It doesn't matter. You're trash at the game. You're terrible.
Facing a situation where everything is against you? Well, you can use rationalization today. Use justifying facts or excuses to make an event less threatening.
How did you lose to the bots? I added those to get our kill streaks faster, not for you to die to.
It doesn't matter though, okay? Because no one pays attention to the bots. They just happen to kill me. And you put the difficulty way too high. It's like a professional player would lose to them, okay?
How in the world did you get more grunt kills than pilot kills? That is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
It's just the way the game works, okay? They happened to be in front of me, and my Titan happened to walk in them. I just got unlucky. Just as you were lucky enough, because they weren't in front of you. They just happened to be in front of me. I guess the game hates me.
Okay, you're using the crutch character and you still lost the 1v1?
Look, it's okay. First of all, it's not a crush character. It's just who I like to play, okay?
Are you just super angry? The defense mechanism you want is displacement. Redirect your angry energy towards a different target.
This game sucks, dude. It's stupid. Like, why do I even play this?
Are you angry, but you need to go use that energy somewhere else? Well, thanks to sublimation, you can be angry in a socially acceptable way. Displace your anger into different activities.
Notice how you just lost again?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Side effects include becoming a terrible person, batteries not included.
Those defense mechanisms sure are useful, and I'm gonna have to try some of those in the future whenever I feel like I'm being attacked. But for now, let's go to a next story, which is a sneak peek at a game show called Brain Games.
Welcome to Brain Games, and here is our contestant, Brandon. Today, we will be testing multiple different concepts of cognition and memory in psychology. Also, if you're in the audience, be sure to play along. Brandon will be playing for $1 million.
I'm really excited to be here. You know, my family really needs surprise money. Ever since we started that bakery,
Question 1. Memorize this color. Do you see it?
Yep, it looks like blue.
Okay. Now, is this new color the same or different?
It's the same. What?
Now, if you look closely, it's actually a completely different color.
What do you mean? It literally looks the same.
No. As you can see, the shade is a few times lighter. Look at the hex code.
Okay, well, how was I supposed
Next question. Guess an object from this description. Imagine a thin and long object made out of wood. It's yellow. On one end, there's a sharp point material that can make markings, typically on paper. On the other end, there's a soft cylinder shape that is pink.
Okay, my answer is that it's a pencil.
Oh, you idiot!
What?
It's obviously a stick painted yellow with a blade taped to it, with a pink lychee fruit on the end.
How does that make sense? Based on context, that would have totally been a pencil.
Next question. We'll be testing serial position. Memorize the numbers. 26, 72, 34, 8, 63, 0.2, 90, 800, and 675.
Okay, now I've memorized the numbers.
Great! Now, what do those numbers add up to?
What? You told me to memorize the numbers. And if you were testing me in serial position, I would have answered the first number was 26 and the last number was 675.
Smart mind! It was a trick question, and you answered accordingly.
Finally!
But you're still wrong.
How?
I primed you. I said that we would be testing serial position, so you memorized the first and the last numbers. But because you thought you were memorizing the numbers, you did not add the numbers correctly.
You didn't even say that I should have added the numbers.
Well, technically, I did ask you to memorize the numbers. And so you should have been able to add it up to 1769.2. Next question. What do you see?
A door.
Great. Now what is this?
A door.
Wait, huh? But the shape of it isn't a rectangle.
Yeah, well, the door looks a little different. It's because it's at a different angle. Therefore, it's still a door.
Oh, correct.
Ha! You suck!
Final question.
I'm gonna win the $1 million!
Watch the video and pay attention. Hi, I'm your host, Mr. Host. And today, I will have you look at this nice table. And on the table, you may notice how there's a bowl full of many balls. All different sizes of balls, colors of balls, and even patterns. Now, I want you to memorize the place of each one, because you never know when one's going to change. Have you figured it out yet? Because if so, you just won $1 million.
Really?
What?
You just put on different clothes, and the camera literally went to the balls to hide the guy from changing.
Indeed, you did know what clothes the person was wearing. But have you ever cared to ask how the person was feeling? According to the 6 universal emotions, he was in disgust, and then became happy. Which means, you're incorrect. You lose!
I hate this game, it's not fair! Ugh.
Until next time, on Brain Games.
And now for 13 out of 13, we're going to end with, you guessed it, a top 10 list. The top 10 ways to motivate someone. I always knew that pizza would be the number one motivator. If you need to motivate someone, pizza can't be topped. It's simple. Don't use calzones. You need to deliver them some hot za. Sometimes it's just about a pizza mind and baking a sense of crust. And do it oven, too. It's the yeast you can do. I'm Charles Azus, signing off from CNN 13. Take it cheesy.